Hi, I'm Marcella, the Summit Program Manager at Redgate, and I'm here with Ben Weissman, one of the organizers for New Stars of Data. Ben, you're running an initiative this year at the Past Data Community Summit, specifically for new speakers. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, sure. Thank you for allowing us to do that initiative to start with, because we're very grateful. We know it means a lot of trust, and we're very happy it worked out the way it did. So, about the initiative, it is for new age, not new speakers. So, we get 3 session slots, one per day, and we're basically trying to make room and give new talent a stage at Pass, even though I'm already very happy with the amount of new faces that we saw last year and that we're also going to see this year. But there can never be too many new speakers, I guess.
No, there can't. And it's so important. How did you come up with the concept?
New speakers are key to more diversity in our speaker pool. So getting new speakers started is what more and more events start doing. It's what we do at Data Grill on New Stars of Data, but also Data Scotland, Data Minds Connect. They all have dedicated newcomer tracks. And that next step is kind of still a gap for many, because many get started and then they still are not at the point where bigger events would accept them or where they find these events to submit to. So, yes, one of my highlights this year will get as many selfies and pictures as I can with all of these newer speakers that now make that next step on their speaker's career.
Right. So this won't be an on-site replica of New Stars of Data. Why not?
At New Stars of Data, this is really like the first gig for people. And I mean, we're talking about the Past Data Community Summit here. This is a huge event. I think it is too intimidating for speakers for this to be their first ever speaking gig. But at the same time, we also want to ensure the quality expectations that the attendees of the summit will have for any presentation.
Of course, that makes sense. So what were the requirements to qualify for these session spots?
So you must have spoken before, but you must not have spoken at something big like the Past Summit or SQL Bits before. So any user group is fine. Any smaller local event, Data Saturday, SQL Saturday, Data Grill, and again, Data Scotland, Data Minds, all of these, those are fine. But you must have some kind of speaking experience to qualify for this.
Right. And I assume you probably got more submissions uh, than you could accept. How did you go about picking the winners?
We even got way more submissions than we actually were anticipating. We got almost 60 sessions by 33 speakers, 17 of
Mhm.
them diverse. So we got a diversity rate amongst our submissions of more than 50%, all that for 3 slots. So first, of course, we double checked, is that speaker even eligible? Do they comply with the rules, or have they potentially spoken at something bigger, or have they spoken at all? Next step was we cross-checked, did they potentially already get accepted through the regular call for speakers for the Pass Summit, because this was independent of it. So speakers could potentially submit to both. We checked out their existing resources, videos, etc., to see where they are in their speaking career, coming back to that quality expectations that the attendees will have. And of course, we took an eye on diversity as we did for the entire Pass Summit program this year and in previous years. Even though, of course, with only 3 selected sessions, not every single group can be represented.
Right, of course. But that's an amazing turnout. And I guess the next question can only be, and I can again only imagine how difficult it would have been, but who did you pick?
So our 3 new speakers this year are Abhijayanti, who will talk about how data and AI has revolutionized analytics in sports. Then we have Elena Drakulevska, who will speak about how Power BI meets UX design principles. And that is going to be an amazing session, just how to make reports accessible, intuitive, and visually appealing. And last but not least, we have Akshata Revankar, who will be talking about how to integrate Power BI and Fabric with Git. So 3 very different sessions from 3 very different speakers. So we also made sure to cater a lot to different requirements and interests by the attendees. We will interview all of them individually in advance so people get to know them a little bit more. And also, 4 more speakers that submitted through this initiative actually got accepted through the regular call for speakers. So we will make sure that people will get to know them as well before the Pass Summit.
That's fantastic. And the sessions sound really great. We can't wait to see them on stage. One final question for you. Do you think this could become an annual thing?
Oh, I would love it to be. We'll probably do a little bit of tweaks here and there, be more specific about some of the requirements. But in general, the turnout, I think, shows that there's definitely a need for that. There's a gap for that. People are super excited about it. I am super excited about it. So most definitely. But let me enjoy these 3 sessions this year first, and then we get to next year's summit.
Absolutely. And we're very excited as well. Thank you for taking the time today. And we wish all our new stars all the best.